about Techias HaMeisim. Usually Sunday night, we are doing a sikh on the parsha. The truth is that this week Parshas Chukas has to do with the Parah Aduma, which is the Tarif from Tumas Meis. So the Tarif from Tumas Meis, the ultimate Tarif from Tumas Meis is Techias HaMeisim.
It's going to have some effort tonight.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, it's not up. It's good.
What's connection of today's Rambam with Gimel Tammuz? The grapes in Eretz Yisrael have to be pure grapes. Mashiach is going to come. It has to be. We're going to have to make yain meshubach. Mashiach is going to come. He's going to have to make kosher bracha. So the Torah said, "Vazhora chamura," that you're not allowed to in the grapes of Eretz Yisrael. You can't no kilai akedem, no jokes. It's very strict. Torah was very strict about kilai akedem in Eretz Yisrael. Don't ruin the good grapes of the Holy Land, because we're going to have to make the good wine from from those holy grapes. Okay, that's my milsa the b'dichus for today. Okay. Somebody
Raised grapes.
Yeah. The question that someone asked, why is it so critical? Why is it so central to Judaism? Techias HaMeisim. Techias HaMeisim is considered very central. Why is it so central? In a nutshell, what the Rebbe was saying is that if you believe in Lida V'Tartonim, you understand that Techias HaMeisim is critical. Because Techias HaMeisim means in this world. The ultimate is in this world. That's in a nutshell. Okay. Let's open up the booklets and we're already holding page 51. Page 51.
Yeah.
And here, show me here. I already opened it up for you. Page 51. And we're finishing off the introduction. It's not really an introduction, but the explanation on the first issue. Why is Techias HaMeisim so central to Judaism? And then we're going to go to 10 different common questions that people ask about Techias HaMeisim. עד כאן ביורין יועץ משיח Techias HaMeisim והדרגת שלמות מן האדם. The last piece we said there is Olam Haza, Yemotz Mashiach Techias HaMeisim. Olam Haza, there's a struggle between good and bad. Yemotz Mashiach, they're separate, but the Eidav HaRav still has a struggle between good and bad. And also by us, the bad is still around. The bad is still around. That's where Sham Nasik and Mitzvah Tzanachim. The Ikka Kiyum Mitzvah is the Yemotz Mashiach. And then the Techias HaMeisim, with Ebesh Shach Yetzirah, there is no Yetzirah. And then the Rebbe had some unbelievable footnote to 7, the Ramban. But the way the Rebbe maintains is that there's 3 tkufas. There is Olam Haza, Yemotz Mashiach, Techias HaMeisim. Olam Haza, after the Chet of Adam and Ishan, you have an entanglement of Tov Ra. You have an entanglement of Tov Ra. It's very hard to figure out. Like I mentioned this morning, the story of Reb Nachum Chernobyl. What's the story? The Rebbe told the story more than once. What's the story of Reb Nachum Chernobyl? Reb Nachum was a only gadol. He was so poor, and they owed money to the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. So this is the Rebbetzin was a balas chayv to everyone. It was one night when people came to Reb Nachum, and it was a rich man. He told the Neman Beisai, the Gabbai, he brought 3,000 ruble. He's going to bring it to the Rebbe. They haven't seen a full ruble in a long time. Chassidim were poor. They used to bring kopkes. He went to tell the Rebbes the good news. They already made a list of all the chayvus. They pay up the chayvus. Now they'll have a little bit of money to live on. Reb Nachum, he was never involved in money. Reb Nachum knew nothing about money. When the Chassidim came, so it's settled. When someone gives you a gift, the money you take, and the note you throw out. Joking. The Reb Nachum was the other way around. The money he would throw out and the note he would keep. He had a drawer, and he would put the money in the drawer. Money was not his thing. The note, he would read the note. At the end of the night, the Neman Besa would come. He would open the drawer, trusting him. After all the Chassidim left, the Neman Besa came, and the Reb Nachum opened the drawer. The guy sees kopkes ahead. Where's the 3,000 ruble? He said, Loma naflu ponecha. What happened? I see you're upset. He said, Rebbe, the guy told me he's bringing you 3,000 ruble. Ah, yeah, he did. He did. You want to hear a story, he said? I'm not sure that Emma basically wanted to hear stories at that point. There was, after this Gvir came, brought into 3,000 ruble, the next person came in, was a chos, he's marrying off his daughter. He doesn't have a cup in his pocket. So I asked him, how much money do you need for the chasna? He says, 3,000 ruble. I said, wow, the number matches up. Yandik. And I said to him, then the Reb Nachum said, I said to myself, wait a minute. 3,000, I could give him 1,000. And then he'll collect the rest. The Vile, you know how much chesed I could do? Ooh, all of a sudden I was confused. Which voice is from the Yetzer Tov, which voice Tzahara? I couldn't figure out. Till the Eibishter B'chesed Hashem Malai, the Eibishter opened my eyes. I realized Yetzer Hara is going to tell me not to give tzedakah. I wouldn't listen to him. So he's making a shmei rei. He's making a story. Had it been true that it would be great to give him only 1,000 and let him collect the rest, and I could help another 10 people, that would be the first thing that came to my mind. First thing came to my mind is, wow, 3,000. I got 3,000. The second thought was already from the Yetzer Hara. This is a story that Rebbe told more than once. There's a lot of onkim in the story, but the first thing, it's so sometimes a tzaddik. It's Roi Tov Ra so intertwined. Where's the Tov and where's the Ra? Which is the good voice, which is the bad voice? Not always do we know. What's motivating us? It's like a whole cholent of stuff. And we have to separate. That was all the reason why Tov Ra is so mixed in. It's because of other benishim. So we're struggling separating the Tov from the Ra. That's Olam Hazeh. HaMeisim Mashiach, the Tov and the Ra are separate. But there is Ra in the world. B'sham Nasa Kemitzvos Ritzanech. That's when we do the mitzvahs. The Eid of Ra. We started already this morning. They're going to have to go to the yeshivas and learn Gemara, Rashi, Tosfos. And they're going to have to learn the Rishimas Shiurim and the Shuri Reb Shimon Shkab.
There's a similar story to Shlomo Karlibot. Before he was
One second.
Huh?
1 second.
Oh.
And the third darga is Techias HaMeisim. Maybe Shashach the Yetzer Hara. Game's over. Okay, what is that?
He said that before he was Lord, they had a big singer was supposed to sing in Los Angeles, couldn't make it, so they got Shlomo Karlibot. And he sang there and finished, got the money, cash, and the couple came to them, began in mayor. The envelope, he has $800, which we got, said, how much you need to give the whole thing? Give him the whole thing.
I believe the story.
You'll get nothing for nothing.
It was a Gilgal of Nothing Chanov. Said him no. Okay. How can be in the HaMeisim Mashiach, Techias HaMeisim, and Shleimus Min HaAdam. Levad in Yonam Madregas Hadas Hashem, we spoke about the Shleimus Mina Oda, the ultimate of what this machine can do. Levad in Yonam Madregas Hadas Hashem, Gido Oida Lakiva Sagosa Bergashos Yeshlovin. 51. 51. Kediksiv, as it says in Psoriach Zalakav, Abima Merazal Makash Borch, Malas Makashama, Molas Kolaguf, the end of the Chais and Nefesh, Chais Guf Yeshle Bechins. Hamachalak Ulfi Mezek, Kli Ebri Aguf, Mislavish Betech, Chenes Pnim, and Mugbel Fi Eibel. Makoich Hasechel Shabarok, Ad Koich Higel Hashabereg. Beis Koich Rotzen, Sheshne Betech Kolaguf, Avalena Mischalak Ulfi, Chelke Kli Aguf, Mislavish Betech, Chenes Pnim, and Hamish. كفيم الزيجاسن كم شير بتاعهم خنس الماكت لما هذا مش تيلو يعني نافش عاتم شيء سماخ دروخ نقاش. There's three things. There is a chayis that goes from the nefesh into the brain, into the eyes, into the nose, into the ears. That's one thing. Then there's a chayis kloli. He's alive. He's dead or alive. Can't be tzadish, half alive, half dead. He's dead or he's alive. The chayis kloli, it's not a difference if it's in the nose or in the eyes or in the feet. It's b'shava. It's a chayis kloli that he's alive. Then there is the nefesh itself. The nefesh itself is not just a chayis kloli. It's a etzem echad ruch nipashu. הנה עוד המחנו צריכים על הגוף הגש והנאסי נרח ועסק מוס הרוח מספית הרוח מספית שבנאפש תאין הנפש וכחוס אפית הפנימי אבל עדי פילוסאים מה הגשו מציוסם. It doesn't know the metzius. Did you ever put the neshama on the palm of your hand and had a conversation with your neshama? A person knows the metzius of the neshama, not the mahus. We know that there's a neshama because the body is moving. So what? It's 180 pounds of bones and flesh and sinews. What makes it alive? What animates it? The neshama. We don't know the mahus, the essence of neshama. We know the metzius of the neshama. And the Ein Sof of David is the same thing. There's number one, number two, Sev Kalam, Sher Betech, Mamash of Lenim, Schalak, Levim Adrigos, and Sher Betech, Makalik. Kemal Mishtelu, Atzmus, is Borashem, get an almond cloud. Skip the next two lines. Hine, Kamosha B'Moshel, Berlin Zagash, and Chumle, Ein Ono, Lachom Las, Mohus, Oida Laki, I feel Mohus, Oida Mamalna. Kimal Deshe, Shalide Puloisa, and the Roim, Margishim, Metziusa. Vashanema, Sumori Menechem, Rumi Bora Eila. There's three things. There is Mamalak Alalman, the godly light that comes into every world. Just like there's a different light that goes into the ears, into the eyes, and the toes. Particularly the Rebbe calls the what's it called? The heel, the Malachamav, the Malachamav Shemodam. Hardly any chayis. And the eye, it's very complex. Machine, the eye, is a super duper complex machine. The ears are also a very complex machine. The okiv is not such a complex machine. So there is the way the Eibush is in the world, and the way Mamalak Alalman. Every world on that level. There is Seib Kalam, the way the Eibush is equal in all the elements, and then there's the Eibush himself. How does a person know the Eibush in this world? Through the Metzius, not through the Mahus. Sumore Menechem Rumi Ba'ar Eila. Moisef Aleim Began Eden, Shorim and Hashem is Venim Shom Guf La'astim, Shemasigim Gam Mahus, Oida Mamalak Alalman. Moisef is Eli Moisef Meshur, Shizdak Chachem Ben Bodem Yor Beitzelem Alakim, Kumoishe Koidem Ached Ved Lamaila, Yigulun Ma'oira Soiviv Kalalman. Lamaila Mekulam. Hagadol Mekulam. La'acher Sheyuchi HaMeisim, Shos Taktz Shlemus, Oz Yigila Atz Masayir, Ein Soif Baruch. Beautiful. First, he explained the difference by person between Olam Haza Voice of Mashiach, Techias HaMeisim. Now we explain that Tzadkas, the Gilu Oida the key in this world can masha sha'iva ba'afela. But we know there's an Eibush. In Gan Eden, a person doesn't have the limitation of a goof. He could see godliness. But what? Only Mamalik alone. Yemoisa Mashiach, he could see even Soiv of Kolam. Techias HaMeisim, he could see Atzmus the Eibush himself. That's the difference. So before we were talking about the difference of Olam Hazeh, Techias HaMeisim by the person and his struggles, inner struggles between good and evil, Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Hara, Ra and Tov, Yetzer Das, Tov Ra. Now we're talking about the difference of Olam Hazeh, Techias HaMeisim, Mitzad, the Gilui of Oid Ein Sof in the world. In Gan Eden, a person doesn't have any limitation of a goof. He could connect, he could see Olam Amalim. Mashiach, he could see Oida Soiver. Techias HaMeisim, he could see Ayin B'ayin, the Eibush himself. Lo yikonef oid merecha v'oyin necher ois merecha. Achashon is mal close in Techias HaMeisim, nov v'zelavar protov al-piyam hamuva b'deroshes Chazal. Now that we explained the general of Techias HaMeisim, why is Techias HaMeisim central to Judaism? This is every machine we try to get to the optimal of machine. The optimal of a human being is Techias HaMeisim. And it's not only the optimal of the human being, but it's also Kabbalah Sischar. And why is Techias HaMeisim so central to Judaism? If you believe in Ida B'Tachtonim, you understand why Techias HaMeisim is central. Because the Dida is Dafke B'Tachtonim She'ein Tacht M'Mat Emenu. So that's why it has to be Techias HaMeisim. And then we said there's three tkufas. Olam Hazeh, Mashiach, Techias HaMeisim. And we spoke about how it is in our struggle and how it is in the Gilui of Ein Sof. Good? Got it? No questions?
So we want to other side itself here. You like from Port Ocean for the head.
Tzarechim. Really believe Tzarechim. I remember he added Tzarechim against the Rabban. There's a piece in the Dvorah. The Rebbe didn't have Tzarechim on what he was saying. Yeah, the Rebbe it's a pelvic thing. The Rebbe is arguing the Ramban, but the Tzarechim he left. He says Hadoichik. You want to give a shot with Ramban, but
I thought the other version for the head, but I think it's the most itself. That's why it's not. It's testing it. Was it two separate things?
No, the Ramban. In the Order 7, he brought the Ramban. The Ramban is mash. The Ramban says, the HaMeisim Mashiach, the Eibush Mashiach, the Yetzer Hara. That there's no need for mitzvahs because I'm going to do it anyway, whether you like it or not. And the Rebbe says it's not mashma that way. It's mashma that the Eibush Mashiach, the Yetzer Hara, only the Techias HaMeisim. And the HaMeisim Mashiach faked the Shamnasa k'mitzvah tzeinecha. And he left the Tzarechim on the Ramban. On the Ramban, it was a kasha. Okay, you know what? We missed out a few orders. Let's do quickly. Order 8. Rebbes a barichus b'toyre oid of maskal oisel agefed of maskal talk for tofre shtam zayin. Perik yud zayin ve'ela. Chemash megan barambam mechus Teshuvah. Avo Rambam l'shutosid emen al lazel mas meshich shivit malchat tovat. The pliga amamer azal the Shabbos Teshuvah ba'ora lifneza. The Chazal say that the HaMeisim Mashiach is Yomim Shem Mem Chayfetz. Taka not the way the Ramban says. Ramban says Mamish there's no Yetzer Hara. The Rashi says no. Ein Mem Chayfetz means that you're going to want to give it stock, and you're going to come to Rabbi Morozov and you're going to say, "No, I'm going to give a big fat check to the building fund." And Rabbi Morozov is going to say, "Take back your check. We don't need it." So he's going to say, "Okay, I'll go to a different shul. I'll give it there." Every shul, though.
The shul came after the way.
It came after. And every tzedakah organization is going to throw back the check in your face.
It happens.
Right. People don't realize the few more minutes left to Golus, and they can give tzedakah. After that, no one wants to take that tzedakah. Because Rashi says there's no anim. No one wants to take tzedakah. That's Yom HaShem Chayfetz. There is mitzvahs, but no one wants to take tzedakah. Good. But the Rambam Taka holds that, no, forget it. It's not like that Gemara. The Rambam doesn't pass like that Gemara. No. No, we'll have to, but no one wants to take it. Order 9. Let's leave right now the order 9. Yeah. There's a Marat Chius and there's a few kashas that the Marat Chius has. Well, let's leave it to the order 9. Okay, let's go to the second part of the Teshuvah. Prote inyan Techias HaMeisim.
52, basically in the base.
Zmana. When is it going to happen? None. Learned in the Mishnah. Beis HaMikdash koydem l'kibbutz Golias. Kibbutz Golias koydem l'tchias HaMeisim. Tanan, Araboim shon koydem kibbutz Golias l'tchias HaMeisim. Then says there's a ton of shittas in it, but the Rebbe is bringing the shit of the Zoyar because I guess the Rebbe and them thought that this is the bottom line. Mekoima, where does that happen? Doesn't matter where the guy is buried. Techias HaMeisim happens only in Eretz Yisrael, not in America, and not in Canada, and not in Brazil, and not in Argentina. It only happens, huh? No.
Going to be a tunnel go from
Oh. Menam, Hinalo, Dinis, Bexubes, says the Gemara Xubes. Omer Belazar, Mason, Shabbat Lawrence, and Chaim. Belazar said, the Mason Chutzlor, they're not going to live. Never Nasat, it's Eretz Chaim. Eretz Tzivyoini Bo, Meisel Chaim, Shein Tzivyoini Bo, Ein Meisel Chaim. The Eretz where my Tzivyum, where my revelation is, that's where they live. The other ones, forget about them. So Gemara Blazer Tzadikim Shabbat Lawrence, and Chaim, get me. So according to Rebbe Lezer, the tzaddikim chutzloretz, they stay dead. They don't wake up for Techias HaMeisim. It's a question. What asks? Does it make sense? Rebbe Lo answered that they Gilgul. It's Galgul and Matzom is Ad Eretz Yisrael v'chaim sham. And Maksha, the Gemara asks, Gilgul tzaddikim tzar. Tzar. So the Gemara says, Amar Abaye mechilus nasalem mekarka. That there's special tunnels in the karka. Over there, the mevatzvitz v'yoytze. Anyone need another booklet? Yeah. Page 53. Top 2 lines.
What the whole thing?
So another one for
That somewhat will walk,
yeah.
so they'll be alive.
No,
In
they're
Chutzlar,
gonna they'll be misgalgal. They'll be misgalgal. They're not gonna be alive. They'll be misgalgal.
What's the הולכים בהם? זה מתגלגלים, not הולכים.
Yeah.
Before that, you said מגלגלים.
Yeah. The Zohar Taka asks the question now at 12. Mi melech haguf, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Gavriel, man. Malach Gavriel is going to schlep. He's going to all the schlepping. He has.
He's never get worth half like, don't worry.
Malach Gavriel is going to do all the heavy lifting is going to be done by Malach Gavriel.
Step you have a הולכים. מתגלגלים, I understand.
Right.
In the tunnel, they מתגלגלים till they come to Eretz Israel. And then what's the scene?
Yeah.
But the whole thing is
You're skipping over the main kasha. The kasha is the kasha is like this. The Gemara said, the Belozo said that the Mason Shebachutz Lords, they don't have Techias Mason. So the Gemara says, "Ah, Tzadikim are not have Techias Mason. Don't worry, Mechilos, they're gonna have the tunnels." Okay, how about the not tzaddikim shebachutz lords? So according to the Beloza, the not tzaddikim shebachutz lords,
they come here.
Terrible,
Oh,
terrible.
most of us.
We should all do pre-played pans with LL. The kiv, the hine kivin shegam tzaddikim shenikru b'chutz lords chaim.
And you don't know. And answer they went to the end. So Shabbos already pure.
I know, but that's what's mashing from the Gemara. The Gemara said, the Beloza said, the dead in chutz lords are not going to live. The Gemara said, what's with the tzaddikim? Don't worry, we got special tunnels. Gabriel is white glove service. Okay, but what's with the not tzaddikim?
Most of them.
Huh?
That's a big easy.
Okay, fine. הנה, כיוון גם צדיקים שכאילו בחוץ לארץ חיים, מקור צריך ללמד, אבל רבי אלעזר לפי המזכרון, פירש קוץ מנצת ציוויה, הוא שאינו מדבר במקום המצווה כבוד, ובמקום התחיל שתדעת בארץ ישראל, וגם באיסום שבו למחילוס נקלימייס ארץ ישראל. כיוון שנשם ניתן בגוף רק לאחר שבבץ ושם בארץ ישראל, כאילו כמון.
That's all the stuff.
וכיוון שכן, הרי אין כל אחר לחברי שבמקום הכבוד נגיע לנתחיס המייסר. אם כן שוב יש להם שגם רבי אלעזר ספיר לנקבון בחוץ לארץ חיים. המובן, כפשוטו, מה שכוסו ושלו, אומר רבי אלעזר מייסר בחוץ לארץ אינם חיים, אלא דגילגול וכנל. אלו שצדיקים זויכים למחילוס ואין להם צער גילגול בארץ ישראל. שאין כן, או שאין צדיקים כל כך have a צער. They don't have the white glove service. אבל כולם באים לארץ ישראל, ואז נקרא מייסר שבארץ ישראל ושם חיים. It's a beautiful chiddush in the end. We almost got nervous. Almost thought we're all going to book make pre-plans with El Al. The Pashtab shot in the Gemara. The Pashtab shot in the Gemara. Pashtab shot in the Gemara. The Beloza said the Mesech Chutzar don't live. The Gemara says tzaddikim. I said, don't worry, the tzaddikim. Okay, but what's happened now that tzaddikim? So the Rebbe says, once you already said that the tzaddikim are going to have mechilois, so you already have to say the pshat in the pasuk, v'natzati tzivya, v'natzati tzvi, be'eretz chaim. Means that every Jew, once his bones end up in Eretz Yisrael, it's called that the Techias HaMeisim is Kilu. He's Meisei Eretz Yisrael. Okay. So it applies to every Yid. Elamai, the tzaddikim get white glove service. Gabriel comes and schleps them. And the other one's got to roll. There's a tzar gilgul mechils.
They were not like it says it shows so why do they have to do it?
No. I'm not sure you want to rely on that opinion.
What are you saying that
Because anything that's iffy and is one opinion, another opinion, you don't want to be stuck over there with one opinion. The Rebbe is saying that this is l'chol days. The Rebbe wants to say this is l'chol days.
I think what he's saying that tzaddikim will have VIP service, and all the rest, I gotta say.
Yeah.
That's what
Tzaddikim get VIP service.
Yeah.
Their bones get carried like this, nice. And the rest of us got to go Tsar Gilgul Mechilis. But everyone ends up in Eretz Yisrael, and every Yid is Zeich the Techias HaMeisim. Okay? Order 13.
Shamchai.
Yeah. Shamchai. Tamadov is Bor Bezoyer. Is that the Shoinle? Yeah. That Rabbi Shua ben Elazar Shol Rabbi Chia
Oh,
Omar loy meisim shasa kutbar la khiyesam lama la yav nishmas baas de kabru tamon v'yesel lachai ba'ard Yisrael. Amar loy nishbal kadosh baruch hu b'nei Shalayim v'loy taharis leilamim. V'fikachem ekabel nishmas and l'mokem kayim leilamim. Kedesha tiyan shamas kayim leilamim. Cholaret Yisrael b'chol Shalayim here kid mrin sham kaydam l'mayim erzeh. That Reb Chia said that the Eibishter promised to Eretz Yisrael that Techias HaMeisim will be there. Why? Because Techias HaMeisim is for eternity, and nothing out of Eretz Yisrael is eternal. Eretz Yisrael is the eternal land. Over there's the union of Nitzchius. So Yois Techias HaMeisim must be a union Nitzchi, so the Techias HaMeisim has to be in Eretz Yisrael. Okay, let's go back in the Pnim. וזה גם לרב אלעזר עשה כפשוט מסניסן כל ישראל יש לו חלק לבא ומתרצס תמיס toises דיבר המסל קוי toises has the four kashas. One of the four kashas is this kasha. Toises on the one hand we say kol yisrael yesh lem chelek l'olam haba. It's a central thing that each should believe in Techias HaMeisim. That mission is talking about Techias HaMeisim. And then you're telling me Meisei Chutz La'aretz, what's going on over here? So the Rebbe says the answer is Pashut. For sure, every Yid has Techias HaMeisim. Some of them are going to get white blood service, some are going to have it, but everyone gets it. והנה רבבה במם בקסובס פולק רב לזוהם משקם מחוץ לארץ כלום לתחייה. אבל כיוון שכמה המרואים בסוג יזוס ולא יקבל לזה. שקל וטריה ליבי שמענו שנוח כלויסם. כדוע בכלולי הש"ס. Someone's going to say, we forget about Rebbe Loza. I go like Rebbe Bamamu. Rebbe says, hey, hold your horses. The true Rebbe Bamamu says that also makes a chutz la'aretz to have Techias HaMeisim. But we have a clown called Shas that if you have two opinions, and then the whole Gemara's Shaklataya is according to one opinion. There's Rabbi Yosef says something. Rabbi says this, and Yosef argues, and then you have Rob and Abaye and Nachman and Ula and Abhun, and everyone is talking about Rabbi Yosef's Shita. We know that Allah is like Rabbi Yosef because that's a telltale sign because they're not wasting the time. If they're being mefalful, dafka one Shita because they knew that Allah was like that Shita. That's a klal klolei Shas. So because the whole sug in Tzubis, and everything is based on Rebbe Loza, and no one's shakla v'tarya is in the words of Rebbe Mamel, Shema another loch is like Rebbe Loza. Therefore, the Rebbe is like wants to be machadish that Rebbe Loza also holds the Meitzah Chutz La'aretz Chaim. Alamai, they're going to have Tzar Gilgul Mechilas. Okay. Look in order 14. But no view the Kosev Li Avos Koraya, the Alocha Kirabab. The Tama Al Tama Ekra, the Rebbe Abba Yochid L'Sham. It's very funny. It's unusual that Rebbe is so sharp. So sharp in some of the orders. Toma al Toma Ekra. So it's like a fancy lush, like, I'm double surprised. How could a smart man like the Noda Yehuda say something like this? I don't understand. That Rebbe Abba is a Yochid. So how could you pass him like Rebbe Abba? V'asoyvdim kerebeleze karne Rebchanine fchui der Abba v'gamrove v'yilpa mashma shom desfilu kerebeleze v'rebelov avai shak patarya libei. So how could you say such a thing? Gambi Yerushalmi Kalaim of Ksubis and Bereshis Rabbe, Kama V'kemes Bezoy Muchim Nikbon Muchatzlaris Nishmosim Chazeres L'Gufan, Lachin Shaboim Larit Yisrael Daf, Kerebelozah V'lo Kerebaba. Ivre, the Ramaz L'Zoyer, Chelik Alef Daf Lamed Al Damed Beis Kosav, V'zel L'Shoyn Et Chile Kumim V'kemes Boysin Nishom Mishoyslam B'elam Hazeh, V'achach Yizgalu V'mechilus Yitzar, V'achach Yalav Eretz Yisrael, V'shom Yikav L'Shmosim, it's lema ator niflo on the Shema Chadoshem. Tzarech in Gadol Mal Memre Bezoya. She'ezvoru mefarish Ramaz Reb Yitzchak. Ubezoya Sham Isa Oisa Guf Oimet Beretz Yisrael. V'Sham Nichnas Bei Nishmasel. Am Reb Yitzchak Mim Moilach Guf L'Eretz Yisrael. Am Reb Yitzchak Gabriel Moilach. V'Sham Inu de Labar Chutz L'Eretz Yitabre Gufa de Loim V'Kum Gufa Beloruch Adim Tel Eretz Yisrael. B'tamon yikabel nishmosim. Mashma shom shezo sim divrei Reb Yitzchak. Soif dover. Divrei Anoid Yehuda Tzorich in Godel Anoshim Ke'erki. It's funny Lashonis. Kain Hevi Shom, Akushim Nemalo Olo Bala Atoisis Leretz Yisrael. He asked, why did the Bala Atoisis go to Eretz Yisrael? Kimmich Bezet told in Techias HaMeisim. The Tiris B'Shem B'noi, the Toisis B'Shitose, the Achshem Ein Mitzvah Lo Deber Eretz Yisrael, Kimim Diev Shlizar B'Mitzvah.
They were the Rebbes.
Huh?
They were the Rebbes. I mean,
A good question.
I think that's the way why don't you get the so it's the time I had to go out.
Yeah.
Time I had to go out and move to go. It's not to go.
So the Rebbe says, I don't understand. How can you tell me such a thing? What does it have to do with mitzvah lo deber Eretz Yisrael or not? V'gam zeh lo zachisi lahoven. Now lo yoda davke meis Eretz Yisrael chaim ein in linyan klal mitzvah lo der Eretz Yisrael atem. What does it have to do if it's now a mitzvah to live in Eretz Yisrael or not? Say the halach is that now it's not a mitzvah to live in Eretz Yisrael. Well, what's the difference? The shaila is if the body is right b'shas Techias HaMeisim, where's the location of the body? Luskas the schus Eretz Yisrael represents Techias HaMeisim. V'rayim lechacha from Odi Yaakov and Yosef. Itzrichu l'kov b'Eretz Yisrael. They already died b'chutz lords. Efshar lefarish kamonis and Edivud and Neh Tam the Efshar Lazar Mitzvah Leirotzav al Atoitzis Lalach Eretz Yisrael. That's what he meant. The Matzinu Latois was the spirit of Tam Zubinyan. It's about Eretz Yisrael, but Mashma came to Lashoinoi. So maybe the Noid Yehuda meant the Valatoitzis didn't want to move to Eretz Yisrael because it's difficult to keep the mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael, and Chas v'Shalom, we might not keep something, a mitzvah at Luis Boritz. So if it was a mitzvah to live in Eretz Yisrael,
You must.
so you must. It's out. What can you do? What can you do? But if it's not a mitzvah, on the other hand, mitzvahs at Luis are very chomur, so they were scared, and that's why they didn't live, and they were willing to forfeit the mile of Techias HaMeisim. The Rebbe says not mashma. That's what it's mashma kilu that the Noid Yehuda understood that you have to live in Eretz Yisrael b'zman chiyuv lo deber Eretz Yisrael, and through that you zoichet to have Techias HaMeisim. The Rebbe says a pellet to say such a thing. It's mashma that if your body is there in the right moment, the right time of Techias HaMeisim, that's what makes it happen. So therefore, the bottom line is that Rebbe says no. The halach is like Rebbe Elazar. But even Rebbe Elazar is moide that Techias HaMeisim is for every Jew, like the Mishnah says, Kol Yisrael Yesh Lam Chelek. Elamai, the tzaddikim get the white glove service, and the Beinim and the not less than Beinim, they have Tzar Gilgul with Mechilus. Oret 15, Yesh Emer Mashklal Hashas L'Nemer El B'Dvaragam Nehugim B'Yemeim. That's what the Marik says. Sheidish Kuf Samachei, Ruvet Esus Yomtiv, L'Heroim. Avu Mavad the Mazik Shom, the Kol Kama Shunuch L'Kaim HaKlal L'Kaim, Hine Nida Posher, Dein Zeh, Omer El B'Klolim, the Ploini Alochik Ploini, Ki Yoitziboy. The Tam Klal Zeh, B'nei, Sheyoda She'echad, Hoya Godel L'Baki Yoitziv, Machaveda B'dinim. Shelachem Matzinu Asher, Bezug Echad Atzmer, B'mektsui Zeh, Alochik Ploini, B'mektsui Sheni, Alochik B'al Machlakosei. The Dugla. Resheishes v'Reb Nachman, Alochik Resheishes v'Yisudik, Reb Nachman Medini. Why? Because Reb Nachman was a big expert, right? Rav Shmuel, Alochik Rav Yisudik, Shmuel Medini. Peter Sherosh, Lefi Sheyodesh, Shmuel Rogel, Tom, Lipsedina, Lachem Medaktik, V'Yord L'Omkom, L'Maskel, Kol Bar Emes, L'Chenav, Rogel, L'Daktik, B'Ros Issa V'Heter, L'Chen Somcho, L'Rois, L'Linyan Issa V'Heter. V'Meili Yesh Mokom Loimesh, and Loin Nemer HaKlal, L'Benigim, Dinim HaNehugim. Lagabi this cloud, that Halochik Rav, B'Yisuri, Shmuel Ben You say, how about they were arguing about Hilchas al-Mashiach? All bets are off. Why do we say that Allah Rav B'Yisuri Kir Shmuel Ben Shmuel was an expert in Mominis, and Rav was an expert in Yoredeya. But if you had to Hilchas al-Mashiach, they're both equal. So I don't know. Allah is like this one or that one.
Who's that supposed to be?
As you're saying, Geves. So basically, the reason why we said he's saying that everyone wants to say that like I mean that cloud Amerik said that Hilchos HaMashiach all bets are off. That, but if there's a different cloud, it's a cloud in the Shas, that if there's a machloikis between two Amiroim, and then everyone goes like one guy, the halacha must be like him. What's the difference if it's Hilchos HaMashiach and not Hilchos HaMashiach? It doesn't. Who cares? Who cares? That's a cloud in Shas. Why should it change? The Mela.
So next time in the Shas with questions, don't have an answer.
Take take. Even Teiku has a cloud.
It's answer, and then these answers will come when
Mashiach will come. Aber klol Mashiach seichel mechayvim kamo yochid benam aloch ikerabim. Ari seichel ze atzem mechayv klol gam ben yonim shaloi nogu bizman. So therefore, the Rebbe concludes that the Noidimid is wrong. The halacha is take like Rebbe Lezer. Elamai. We could say that even Rebbe Lezer agrees that every Yid has Techias HaMeisim. Elamai, like we said, Tzaddikim get white glove service from Malach Gabriel, and the rest of us, whatever. Tzag Gilgul Mechins. One more piece, and then we'll stop. We'll break up for tonight. Mi kom betchias HaMeisim. Kol Yisrael yesh lam chelak l'olam haba. Ve'elu she'en lam chelak l'olam haba, ein tchias HaMeisim en ha-Torah, ve'erech b'zeh Rambam. Rei al davar zeh b'tshuvas Simuni. Ula'achpil advarim poi. This is a tshuva we once did. We did it a little shallow. I feel bad. We did it as a shich and mithid. But this tshuva will do thoroughly. But here's an interesting thing in Order 15. Za'ata re'isi b'medrash talpiyas. On of chelak l'olam haba b'shem v'rabbi Chai v'rikanti. V'zeh l'shoin mashaninu she'elem elu she'en lam chelak l'olam haba. Pirush ein lam chelak yodua b'fnei atz. Aval heim nenim v'nizoynim mekama oitzer shel tzedakah genuzam la'oisam shaloi zoch. If you remember, the Rebbe had a very long tshuva trying to show that every Yid has Olam Techias HaMeisim. The Mishnah says this, that. The Rebbe has a long tshuva to explain. Al-Achazman, the Rebbe found from the Rikanti and the Ben Bechai a new chiddush. They don't own their chelak. They're staying in Motel 6, Afiyanim Scheshvan. They don't have their own house in Olam Hab, in Olam Atchiyah. They don't have their own bank account in Olam Atchiyah. But there is tzedakah accounts, and they could eat from the tzedakah accounts. They have straight at the tzedakah account. But every Yid is going to be. Elam chelak means they have chelak. They don't own. They don't have a stake in it. They don't have shares in it. But every Yid is going to be around to enjoy. But you know what it doesn't feel good. You know, it feels good that you own your own chelak. You own your own karka. Washem by saying la odam. You know what I mean? Like, you want to own your chelak. You own your own chelak.
What the handshake? Look what I'm telling you. Olam Yoshua.
That's what you said. Every Jew. Elamai. That's a new chiddush, a new beer. Okay. Maybe shall help him that we should take the schus of being misasik to understand and to appreciate the mile of Techias HaMeisim, the mile of a Yiddish guf, and also understanding the details of Techias HaMeisim. That will all be zeicher to it. Right, there was an excellent. Phrase, excellent. This is like, very good, very good. Here, this one.
To find that every Jew.
This was an expert. The Rebbe's expertise. HaMeisim Mashiach, and the Rebbe had gepasken that every Yid has a chelik, and every Yid has Techias HaMeisim because that's the Rebbe's pshat. So the halacha HaMeisim. Okay, very good. Yeah, keep it. I don't know if we'll do it Tuesday, but we'll finish it. Yeah. Maybe I don't have to find the time when we can finish it. It's a shame not to finish it. We're almost done. Okay. Why did I say Because the Indian of Isar was Toibera is even by tzaddikim that Reb Nochem said that when we go the pshat is versteht that Lasoif that he won and he the Eibishalo Yuna got tzaddik, but he had this to show you that even tzaddikim gedolim tzaddik, I'm sure that Reb Nochem was a tzaddik and Tanya. So even a tzaddik like Reb Nochem himself had the struggle. Yeah, because this like. Right, like Yaakov and Yosef. Yaakov and Yosef. They have taka minik, a lot of conditions that they put a little bit of sand of Eretz Yisrael on the eyes of the mace, that it should be niklat, that later the mace should be able to be niklat in Eretz Yisrael. It should be considered mace Eretz Yisrael.
I went to the car one day.
How does it?
Tell me to walk about it. Find out.
Your father has the best place. How does they say? The problem is that people don't want to be because their family can't come visit them. Verkehrt Hara Menuchis, which is not as choshev as Harazeisim. It's and Harazeisim. I'm sure there's empty spaces around your father.
Your father's on the shelf. They didn't have room on the shelf.
In the shelf. But Harazeisim, there's a lot of spots around. Yeah, you can buy spots.
Yeah, but he gets up and he's there.
Go to Lubavticher. They have on-off places. Yeah.
They're expensive.
No, on the shelf is good.
No, not the shelf. I'm talking Harazeisim. You could get Chelkis and Harazeisim.
They're expensive. No, they're building like this.
In Aramenuchas. No. Harazeisim. Your father played expensive, but everything is Lafayette. In the
It's better not to
Francis
die.
Lewis, it's better not to die. Please.
My dad is an organization.
Yeah? I didn't realize. Takat Kedeka.
My brother right there, with the old